Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the final match of the evening here for NECC. For the final time, I am Hale Monkey Man alongside Pyro, and we're getting into it. It is a West Central matchup here in Division 4 as we're getting the Mountaineers out of Western Colorado going against, well, it's still up for debate. UCSB, Santa Barbara, they'll be bringing us around the bend.
We believe it's the Gauchos, but UCSB is what we'll go with tonight. So excited to see these two teams compete, as there's been some excitement, Hail Monkey Man, between the Twitch chat, the lore drops, the costumes that we're hearing these players sport.
Yeah, Noe the Crab literally has a crab costume that they play in and on stages. So I don't know if they're playing in it right now, if it's a comfort to be the crab. Crabs have big claws, so I wonder how well that works, trying to be able to hold a controller. Maybe they're a keyboard main, or maybe just a mouse, just holding it right in the pincer. Either way, it's our final best of 7 of the evening. Let's kick it off.
I think some pincers might help with a good pincher. Maybe a pinch on the goal line, a pinch near the net as Coffee saves the first one already. Division 4 Rocket League here at NECC getting started off hot.
If Noe scores, I want claws in the chat.
Okay.
I want only crabs in the chat from all of the Noe knowers.
Full crab rave.
To make sure, yeah, crab dance, crab rave, yes, that better be happening. But it's Western Colorado that's directly under fire first as Christian and the gang are trying to make this one work out. Not to deny everyone else their own entries, but it's also UCSB. See, we have actually one of their alumni as our producer. So maybe there's a little bit of favoritism, a little bit of love to try and get these guys going hot.
Maybe. I'm a little saddened here. Oh, Coffee will be as well, as Hickey will pick off that glorious opportunity. Because we had Ithaca blue on orange earlier. Now we got UCSB blue on orange. It's throwing me off. Maybe it's a decoy mechanism against their opponents. Who knows? At this point, we even had Cam on the orange team repping a blue decal. So we're all over the place today, as is Picky. No boost, no chance at that shot.
Crimson on blue, blue on orange,
Yeah.
red on blue. It's all 3D glasses and everyone trying to just get their vision going. Noe hoping to crab rave their way upfield. As it's been 90 seconds, a lot of perimeter play in a general sense, kind of slowing down from our previous Div 1 play, but still with pretty pivotal control. This one's gonna come off of it, and Coffee will be dunking that one into the cup.
Hey, like I'm going for my second cup. You gotta run it back. Why not? Coffee putting it in reverse for the backflip, which has been, I would say, our mechanic of the day, Hell Monkey Man. Somehow, some way, putting in the backflip, scores goals.
Reverse gear, backflip, win. It's just profits. Oh, Adam, wait, back pass. Love what I'm seeing out of WCU. Mountaineers just outthinking the competition right now out of Santa Barbara, but still couldn't get it between the pipes. Noe the Crab with a big demo as Picky goes down. Is that just on target? No. Noe will deny, and they take the boost.
Still thinking about that play from Adam that was like around the world, but failed to plant his flag really anywhere. Nearly had it with that infield connection. This one, the Crab may have to prance around for, as that one fell right in front of their net, but fortunately for them, no one from UCSB ready to finalize the play. Christian up towards Nova. That's blocked well by Coffee. It's a good read from WCU here on defense as they look to outlast.
UCSB has had some really solid presences upfield into Western Colorado territory, but they haven't been able to get at least some credit to it in the form of ones and zeros. Well, the zero's still there. Christian hoping to keep it just much that and more. This one goes from end to end. Noe the Crab. It's those claws, man. They're a little bit too wide, trying to find it from pipeline to pipeline. Adam with a giveaway to a teammate in Coffee, who has the lone score here for game number 1.
Yeah, but they might need someone to block that second goal that's coming through. It's the Crab to set up for Adam.
Nice demo, I would say, but the smokescreen ended up with a double commit with all of UCSB trapped on the right side. Even with the one skirting through, keeping the consistent effort to just consistently be in their back line. Coffee sees Noe as an option. Flip reset. He's trying to at least delay it beyond Picky and Christian. But this has been just burning time that UCSB cannot afford. We got 100 seconds to go, and WCU Crimson hoping to just burn through what's left on this clock.
Might be able to do so without UCSB getting their chance, their shot. But Nova takes their shot with the bump in the back pass combination. Follow through doesn't find its way to the net, though. Adam, a glorious sail across the pitch. That air dribble, transferring possession into their wing. That one off the ceiling. Christian looking for a teammate, but they're rotating back. So just a little bit of added communication between both teams here would give them that extra flavor for maybe some better chances, but we're strung around by the midfield. That's an open net. Nova's going to take this shot. Picky back just in time for their 4th save of the game.
That needed to be hit just maybe a second or so sooner. It's going to be put back and wide. But still, with all this offense, it's been in replacement of a necessary defense. Every time that UCSB has been moving up the pitch, they've been very mute, very unable to break open what has been a very stagnant 0, and it's plastered there. 3-0, just over a half minute remaining.
Yeah, very well. Adam has been taking advantage of every opportunity in the paint. We've had some slow rollers right outside the elbow. This one right in front of the net. And Adam, crisscross applesauce, whether it's a dribble, a dunk, or a drive to that goal line. He's there to seal the deal for WCU.
Saying applesauce, I'm feeling like pork chops now, man.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good. I did have myself some soup. It actually had the wild rice and the chicken this time. So, yeah. So I'm well stuffed, but I'm gonna have that one later. 10 seconds left. UCSB Blue is gonna be hunting for a goal for later. It won't matter for now. They may find a consolation if they can be able to pick something up, but Picky is deleted. Noah the Crab. Everyone feeling the love on the side of the Mountaineers. That'll be the first game here in this best of 7. UCSB had some speed. Just got to be able to find their way to the back of the net. But that's going to be for game 2.
Well, they'll have time to do it. We talked earlier today about how these many of these divisions last season were hosting some best of 5s last season, all best of 7s this time around. So when I say they have time, they have at least 4 games to get their game together. And for UCSB, they don't have to fix the saves. Picky, again, had 4 of them, 6 total for the team, but they're probably looking to get those shot counts up.
It's crazy, too. If you look at the 13-4 shot counts, 13 shots by the Mountaineers, only 6 had to be saved. That means the other 7 went around the box. The more than half of your total percent of your shots was just perimeters. So think of what the score we did have and what we really could have had. And it was 100% save of the 4 shots being done by the Mountaineers. So anytime UCSB traveled upfield, it was answered by a Mountaineer player. And then the 4th man kind of showed up a couple times for UCSB.
Got a lot of crossbar post MVP action. He is in post today. Will it continue to be delivered in that way, or will we see some precision shots? Speaking of which, Noe the Crab just there. It's gonna be more work by the bar.
That one goes clink, and this one might be in the bank. Oh my lord, what a save by Picky, denying Noe, but they're gonna have a 3rd chance as they dive in right around from an outside angle. A 4th shot in as many seconds it feels like. Looking for a dunk. Nay, a 5th? Coffee with no boost. Eventually, they were just tired of it.
And fair enough. Fair enough. Picky, I was talking about being the ultimate savior, has done so much, tries to pick off that shot as well. Intercepting path leads to an outward shot. But they still want to chomp at the bit here. High pass for Nova. Adam misses, and Picky does as well. Maybe didn't expect the whiff defensively. So has to rotate around for another chance at the ball. 0 boost, but still a dream to get over top of Noe the Crab. Crab gets to it, but they won't find the follow.
UCSB showing WCU how you do it if you're going to have a rapid multiplier. Eventually, they just couldn't be able to find themselves with momentum. There was no boost. They had 3 shots, everyone getting involved. Even if it's not a passing play, it's just about who can finally get that little gap. So a lot of shots to eventually come up in the first minute 15 with all of a single goal. WCU feels like they left something behind. A fastball will streak from right to left.
Couldn't quite make it happen on that chance, but no better way to get an easier opportunity at the net than to remove the goal line defenders. Demolition on Picky, the star-studded defender of your orange squad, and now they've respawned and over towards to take the shot, the turnaround, the jumper, the save once again from Noe the Crab.
Picky on the turnaround, and I feel like we have been talking, like you just said, about Picky a lot of the time whenever UCSB is finding some level of success. So WCU sees themselves pinned in a little bit longer than it's starting to be comfortable. Coffee is also a massive advocate for success offensively. This is going to ring off of the backboard. This presents an opportunity maybe for a Mountaineer to go north and south. They've been leveraging some of this outside box play. Things are slowing down. Starting to look a little bit familiar, but look how far Adam is. He's also that follow-up man in tow with Coffee a lot of the time. So they need to get him back up field, and you're getting all the Mountaineers really stretched in this long line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and listen, I like having Adam in that position with Coffee because Adam, to me, has had the best mind offensively, carving out those unique lanes to score, and that's exactly what's needed. Being down one, they've got a demo, they've got Adam, they've nearly got the goal, but Nova drops on it.
Nova right in the totem pole stack between two blue players. WCU seeing if they can be able to get something. This is actually just going to be on target. What a save. That one out of Noe. It was on target for the most part in the middle meat of the net. And now it's WCU's Crimson's turn to be tested. As Yi will bring this one out and away. UCSB, this is just a one-goal situation. We've seen that before with the Mountaineers in that previous game. What more needs to be done? There's been some defense that's really stood up, and it feels like they finally put a man to every mission that the Mountaineers have brought forward. Fastball special off the front face, and that can't get through either.
That net just needs to be a little wider, a little taller, and we would have goal after goal. WCU continue to beat that bar, and could this finally be it? You're kidding me. Double save made on the line by NECC.
Oh, this is when you go to a hockey game, you look at your goalie and you tell him, you know what, you did a fantastic job. Pat on the back. I say that as well because I just got to read chat, and apparently Adam and Coffee are hockey players together. So they do the double work. They're dual sport athletes, esports and traditional sports. Love seeing that from out of these awesome players. These students so far, they're going to have to go learning as they're yearning for their first goal. The Mountaineers giving UCSB all this defense can handle, and apparently they can handle it really well.
So far, so good, but 30 seconds still for UCSB to get a clean sheet. And Nova, that's going to be difficult on zero boost there. Adam getting bumped just to try to stay together on the paint. Now it's Coffee. Full boost to work with, but just another lane closed by this UCSB defense. 10 more seconds, and they'll have earned their win. Nova long clear, Coffee to meet, puts it center. Noe is doing their best to stay in the play, but they've got no boost. What can you do in a situation like that? Nearly nothing. UCSB tie up the series.
A sweat fest of a 1-0. I will be so excited to see the amount of saves. In fact, it's only 5. But you had 9 of those put up by WCU. Felt like they were definitely testing so much. Maybe the game doesn't exactly count some of the touches as shots, but they were in the face of UCSB early and often, especially towards the end point of that game. And UCSB stayed focused, stayed disciplined, and stayed directly in the way of any Mountaineer that came to that back line. So now we've got to battle a contest of defenses, but not at all absent from this high-flying offense. It's just the scores aren't going through.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Listen, this UCSB team has had so many angles, different styles on shots, and probably the amount of times that I could try pronouncing Yixi's name. Yikeski? Yikeski? I'm going to keep trying. We had pronunciation set by the teams, and that was not the name that they said he would have, but that's okay. We'll get there just as both teams are going to try to get to their second win.
I'm about to just call him Yeezy. I don't know. That's all I've got. They said one person's name would be Cash and another one was Pong Lee, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm reading out there. I don't know. Maybe English has changed.
Yeezys.
I'm okay with. I'm thinking Yeezy, right?
That's what I needed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I was hip with it. I knew what was going on. I'm not too old. All right.
Apparently I am. So I'm glad you're here. Hell, Monkey Man, here in the booth with me to get Game 3 underway.
Well, first half minute. Oh my goodness! It continues to be a Control C and a Control V of Game 2. UCSB being tested. It doesn't matter where the shot is coming from. They put a car on it, and they are just not letting WCU have any open looks.
Oh, wow, what a stuff. There's no way this goal doesn't finally come through, though. WCU have ended the drought.
Adam bumping Nova. They put a sweeper on the line. They're like, you know what? If you're able to get a single touch to every single one of our shots, we just got to be able to play dirty. We got to play rough. We got to make sure that you are going to be tested from the open to the close. Coffee. Now he's given a lot of space. Flip reset. But Picky's going to pick his pocket.
Picky's been the ultimate denier. I like the comparison to being a thief here. Just one way or another. Taking away these opportunities, intercepting angles. Normally on the goal line, but that one was, yeah, a quick stop on an aerial play that otherwise for Coffee on the reset could have been deadly. So Picky just has a good way of being aware of some deadly situations and diffusing them.
You definitely see other divisional games where if someone is starting to go to the sky and they're uncontested, that ends up just being a goal, especially if you have a high mechanical player that ends up onto these awesome programs. But when you have another squad that is challenging, especially probably from a backboard defensive position, that is the mark of some good experience that has been able to develop, especially into these teams that are moving on up in the world, especially here in NECC. 2 minutes about to be gone. 1-0. But on the opposite side of the color of your scoreboard, Yeezy's getting challenged almost immediately by Coffee. You won't let him exit from the framework here of our quadrilateral box.
Oh.
Coffee, he had a shot, especially off that bump, and they can't get that split between the two defenders.
A barreling bump that was. Sent him in orbit, yet that shot just wasn't enough to get it through. Strategies are there. Once again, some of the shot taking just needs to be sharpened by both teams, really. UCSB with their opportunity at it, but kind of jumping on top of each other here. Yeezy had a look. I think it was taken away by Peaky. It's given a chance here now to Noe the Crab. Dunk it on through.
Crab Rave, you know what to do. Dude wears a crab costume. That means you got a crab about it. It's the extra tumble in the jungle on the opposite side post. Not the first, but the second. Slip slap. Moves on in. Mountaineers 2-0 past the midway mark of game number 3. UCSB, they play very tight contests. Oh, and they nearly get these dunks. Trying to find a couple.
Wow, well, UCSB, credit to them. They're trying to get a response, and they're trying to do it fast. That's a dunk for Nova. That ends up to the corner. Coffee on low boost to handle this ball, which ends up being a difficult job, but they make it look easy. Great flip into the ball, and then a second block on the play. Coffee doing a lot with a little.
See what they can do from the mid-floor as WCU Crimson would love to run up the score just a little bit. You've already got the insurance. Well, why not a bit of extra flair? Force UCSB to play a very, very limited game. I think they've only gotten, what, 1 goal at most? What did they get in game number 1? Refresh me, because they got a 1-0 to be able to win in game number 2. Did they only get that 1 goal as well in game 1?
Seems as if our short-term memories are a little bit similar here.
Oh, no.
Feels like a 1-0, but we'll have to check the stats.
Either way, that means that this offense is finding it difficult to navigate, to move beyond the mountains. Whereas the Mountaineers, their pickaxes are moving rocks just fine.
Yeah, they are. But it feels like moving mountains just to score here for UCSB. A top corner shot gets set away. How about the counter, though, from the Crab? At it again.
Over and over again, huge clear. They had one player flying on by. Noe gang, all right, if you're going to use the Crabs, use them safely. I don't know what timed you out last time, but use just enough. Either use a lot or very little. Either way, Crabs in the chat.
I want the exact amount of Crabs to be tested in the Twitch chat. And I want every shot to be seen here from Noe. Nicely done, though, by UCSB. They saw the shot coming. They turned it away. And they've got a second chance pick. He still just can't find it between the uprights. Tragic.
So many times and then so little return, especially when you have the constant return of the WCU Crimson squad. Nova, they had to at least challenge into Adam, but they worked off of a fantastic ricochet play from that 45 corner. So UCSB, they've been very, very restricted on how they're going to be at least finding success be around this pitch. And it feels like for this last half minute, I mean, 4-0 is already tough to deal with. It could have been a fifth. And these defensive tests are starting to wear them down.
Yeah, I think the problem right now for UCSB is the more that WCU score, the more confident they become. And what really is going to be a difference maker in this match is confidence, because it's going to allow these players to shoot more accurately, something UCSB desperately needs moving into this next game as WCU take the lead.
UCSB has done very well through first halves of games to keep them into narrow margins. The problem is that they are going into these playing an exhausting play style. When you are matching 1-for-1, when you must answer those offensive efforts coming out of the Mountaineers, you have to play nigh perfect. Can't play zone, you're playing man. And UCSB, if they cannot keep up with the speed, that ultimately then opens up gaps for WCU, especially with them developing some of that early physical play that then forced them into a tough position later in that game. Yeah. Then you're just going to be finding a lot of mistakes being developed. UCSB must dictate offensive presence on the other half of the pitch and make WCU sweat.
Yeah, not get worn down and beaten down, because as you said, with the physical play, with everything, it felt like once they were worn down, they could attack, and WCU took advantage of that situation. Now you got to break between games. Now you can reset. Now you can try to get things moving again here for Game 4.
Game 4 online. Can WCU get to match point? Can UCSB get themselves dead even in the series? The one they won was a 1-0. That's not the way the Rocket League players want to play. They want to see the explosions. That's why they buy all those rocket passes. It's not for just seeing it one time. But big demo. Noah the Crab gets rid of the Yeezys. Coffee, we'll see this one squared away. That's going to be a shot. Big save. Yeezy comes back for it.
Okay, Yeezy. We saw the double save a couple games ago. Now we're seeing the big goal line plays being made. Very nicely done to keep this game knotted up in zeros. Again, two very important jobs to be done here by UCSB after the 4-0 loss. Offense and defense.
A lob touch becomes a loose ball play, and WCU has tracked those down pretty well. But this is also something that UCSB was really capitalizing on when it came to working against Western Colorado, and that's challenging. Just seeing if anything would defensively drop in error. And sometimes it does, by their extra efforts. Noah the Crab, he's not going to get away from it. He doesn't have to. He's going for the dunk. That is nearly in. Adam will get his name printed on it. But look at this end-to-end run.
I'll believe that shot when crabs fly. Hold on. I think I just saw one. Adam puts the kisser on it to close. But that crab in flight was something else.
It was beautiful. Sometimes they say that crabs have to give up a limb, give up an arm just to make a predator go away. Well, that was Noe flying in with about 8 of them. Didn't even care. It was all pincers all the time. That one will crawl up that near side post. UCSB and these raccoons, they're trying to find what's left in the garbage. And apparently it's going to be just a couple of extra treats, but they must walk away as consistently being pounded upon. Coffee's going to have another shot, and they're just taking them all on.
I'll tell you what, another man's trash is another man's treasure. I feel really like this UCSB team, even in the slums of it, can get their way out, crawl out with something pearly, something shiny, something of a goal that they haven't got here in a game and a half.
Ooh, Adam's already up. Oh, wow. Okay. Nova got in his way. This is going to be this is extra effort. You're seeing Nova get the crusher. They get the demo. They're looking for another one. If they'd gotten rid of Adam, Adam literally parked his car, just juked him out with his eyes.
Yeah, there's something about being stoic. I would say that was maybe too stoic from Adam, but it worked, so I can't criticize it. Adam now turns around for the shot, and that's saved well by Christian. I gotta say, UCSB, their defense has leveled up this game, but they still gotta get it converted on the other end. Adam with the save this time around again. On low boost, Crab trying to do their aerial work again, but no, he denied, and Yeezy to the sky.
Oh, that was a pause. They had just a little bit of apprehension to go for that next offensive opportunity. That possession was right in front of them, but they felt like they weren't able to get there. This is over the head of one, trying to link it in. They have another man follow as Adam is right off of the corner, away from Noe. It's going to be Coffee that's getting the sweep. He gets rid of Nova. There's no boost here for the Mountaineers. It doesn't really matter because UCSB is very much locked into the cave of wonders that is their back net. Now you have a one-on-one. Can't do much with it. Nova off the 50-50, and Noe will get a big booming clear. Less than 2 minutes to go.
I feel like UCSB, not really the team you want to just transfer possession to like that with the long clear. They've handled these defensive situations really well in this game, and look at them carve a path on the counterattack as well. They're trying to command this new attack, but Coffee has had the read on it. Adam, potential shot here. Double save comes through. Christian plays the next role, and now the teammates will scavenge for boost.
This would be one of the lowest differentials, or at least one of the lowest total score games in favor of WCU here now through 4. If this scoreboard holds as is, they get a man possessed with Adam flying away. Coffee was actually underneath that, but he called him off. Noe with a big kick up and catch. Still, UCSB has been unable to develop their offense. They've found moments where they can kind of plink around the perimeter, but they haven't made a moment that is all theirs. WCU, they are freewheeling and just dealing through, having to deal with UCSB, but they still only got the 1-0. This can flip in a moment.
Yeah, listen, they haven't developed the attack, but they've developed the defense. 11 saves so far. They may have needed a 12th, but the shot is missed by Noe. Christian with the block, and now the half-court line. There's got to be a play here. That's going to be tough to block, but Christian, the savior, getting it away.
Needing another one. They've got to move forward. This has got to be a shot. Outside angle. Can they prep it? They have a third man. He's off angle. He's trying to cut in, looking for one more. Is there a second man? They retreated. Now this is one. It's going to be going in. Noe! He's dancing forward. That most assuredly will put us within reach of a match point.
It's one thing I know about crabs in gaming, and it's the eternal nuisance in Mario Kart. Those sideways moving crabs are always such an annoyance, and Noe the crab, whether it's the goal at the beginning or the goal at the end, closes the deal. For WCU, they will go on to win their 3rd game and be on match point for our NECC Division 4 matchup.
Looking for that last little moment. UCSB, they all came very close up to the box, but look to the furthest right side column that is not the green ping. 18 shots to 2. UCSB,
that's normal.
They may have developed their defense, but the rest is missing.
Just can't believe those numbers. You said it earlier. You said it actually a couple hours ago, Hail Monkey Man. One team that never really once is that the casters just can't stop talking about their defense because, well, we're forced to. You don't play much of anything else. And for me, UCSB earlier in the series, like they were getting possessions, they were getting chances to score. It's just the shot accuracy needed to be sharp and refined just a bit. Now we're not getting a whole lot of time on possession, so something's got to shift. You know, maybe on these saves, you start playing a little riskier. Have a player move up the field once the clear comes and you can direct it into a quick counterattack. get the passes moving, the connections flowing. Something has to give, and it starts now. Match point for WCU.
Something's got to break, and if the UCSB gang doesn't want it to be them, well, they've got to break out. Can't live on orange grass for this long, or WCU will just pin them in completely. They will run them out of town. Trying to play this into a 1v1. Christian hoping to get around Noe, but he played fantastic shadow defense. Picky has one man to beat. If he can be able to get it from the sidewall, it's got a chance to it. Oh man, the pre-jump from the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, wow.
You know what? They're letting it all hang loose.
Might as well here. Put it all out on the field. And I need a correction here. Is this Christian's first game in the series, or have we had him?
No, they've been here.
Okay, they've been here. I saw Nova pop in, pop out. So we got the roster deep here out of UCSB, but pretty much everybody present on the goal line. WCU, ready or not, here they come.
That's actually a good note. I had not been noticing that they had moved people around. So trying to get this roster back and forth, see who's basically the better kind of maybe technical flip to try and make the best use of this position. So as they bring in Picky, now they see what hits the best. So Picky is in. And some teams also do this by both choice or sometimes default. They're like, all right, this is how we're going to rotate through each game. I'm not sure exactly if they're just saying, all right, let's just go to what we feel like might be the best in this moment or otherwise.
It's hard to tell, especially when we talk about Rocket League being such a team game and designing strategies, getting that flow with your teammates. Sometimes keeping a squad out there can help a lot. It can help build those neuron connections almost between players. But nevertheless, UCSB, one way or another, they got to get this goal to go, and it's pass over to Yeezy. They could just do it. The follow-up's nice. It's a dunk. It's a follow for Christian. Is it in? You got to be kidding me.
Oh, Adam, he drummed the drum. He's able to get them to a beat they're not ready for. Holy cow, just bopping them and stopping them straight at the post. That one was dead on arrival, and UCSB feels like they should have a score. But it's still just Mountaineers looking for another to add to the total as Yeezy will stop Noe for the moment. Wow, the second effort to reach over their car and just denies UCSB. That's got to be one of those backbreakers.
I mean, if I'm UCSB, I'm rubbing my eyes and I'm trying to figure out if I'm really in reality right now. Like, have we really not scored? Even that approach. But if anything, that needs to burn a hotter fire. You've got to get more turned up and ready to turn out, get loose, and get a goal in this back half of the game.
Flip outwards, and WCU wants to go right back to the works. Adam will bring it to the corner, and even if Western Colorado pins this one to the perimeter, it is at such a detriment for right now where UCSB is chasing ghosts and chasing time. And every second that ticks off this clock is far less than what UCSB absolutely needs to try and move beyond this defense. WCU, we talk about the defense that's leveling up for UCSB, but they have really been able to overwhelm in the form of offense. Picky finds two punches, one into Adam and one to the ball, but Adam found the ball and boost. Less than 100 seconds at this point in time. They need a goal.
Noe turns on this. Awaits the advancement. Easy. Has to turn around and just pick up pads, but this is a good advancement now. Like this for Picky. Ball's off the backboard. Someone's got to follow that. Christian eventually is there. And Yeezy may play for the solo maneuver. Tops up on boost. Sets up for the solo play. Flips it to the center. That's a pass over to Picky. A shot chance, but they're stepping on each other's toes again. UCSB once again just can't get through.
It's not everyone trying to be a hero, but it's a lot of players all trying to do that last little bits. You're seeing a chance right here. What a shot by Christian. That one picked up by Noe. They actually had a double save between them. They are challenging correctly. Take one man. Stay disciplined into that gap. Seeing if you can challenge. Just make a threat happen. Noe from the sidewall. 40 seconds to go. WCU Crimson is trying to sign, seal, and deliver this series out. That back touch was ambitious, but they knew Adam could take it.
Back to the orange corner. Christian gonna take it over, and I really thought I had a play to come up with, but Not when you're demoed off the field. Coffee out to Adam. He could call game with the shot downfield. That's it. Up 2 for WCU.
Back flipping second man. You had Christian on the ground. He was hoping to get up to it, but there was nothing more. It was already dead to rights. 2-0. UCSB may be sent packing with this one. WCU, a good bounce back week for them, is on the horizon with just 18 seconds left. Trying to go even 500. See if they can take down this in-divisional foe.
I mean, that should do it. Adam, figured they called game earlier, but if not then definitely now. The lob to the net to sink their team's third.
Re-up. Mountaineers, wave the crabs high. They had to break through this brick wall. And UCSB, there was times where it went crazy and times where they gave up a few too many. It's been a tough offensive road. They know what they need to work on, but WCU, a fantastic bounce back here into week number 2. They will be bringing this one into 4-1 fashion. Go Mountaineers, go Crabs. I'll take the victory tonight.
And again, for UCSB, this is one of those matches where you come away knowing that there's still more to this team, right? They're 1-0. They go 1-1 now. They still have a bright future in Division 4 of this NECC. Just comes down to that execution. Comes down to that faith you got in your teammates and making the roles work. But conversely, WCU, how about the highlight moments? We had the double tap on the goal line from Noe the Crab. We had some crazy double saves from Yeezy as well. I had to call that out too. But Adam being a closer, Coffee pretty much facilitating in every way you could possibly imagine. Hail Monkey Man. Shout out to the WCU fans because they got a lot of excitement to tune into.
Very much so. And I feel like there's some good looks for them to transition outwards, and they're going to be looking at this